Hello there, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Refilwe Ramahlodin Ndlovu. I'm the host of the Village Conversations podcast. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you leave the space here encouraged and inspired to kickstart your week and to kickstart your month if it's the first of the month that you're watching this. The space is a space for encouragement, is a space, my personal space, for sharing inspirational weekly messages which are based and inspired by the scriptures. And occasionally, I will be sharing some interviews with amazing people that I've met along the way, and also hosting some conferences and seminars on topics that are so personal and on topics that some may see as taboo because people don't like talking about them, but we have to talk about them. So allow me and to be myself in this space. This is a space for imperfect people just like myself. And yeah, I hope you are left inspired in this place, in this space. And yeah, so if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, review, and share this content with your networks, your family, your friends, your colleagues, everyone. We all need a foothold of inspiration every now and again. So if something has triggered or inspired you, please do share in the comments and also share with your family and your networks. Last week's devotional reminded us to keep our hearts in check. If you haven't watched or listened to that episode, please do so after listening to this one. Or you can stop right here and actually go listen and watch that one. To confirm our intentions and motives. So we need our hearts in check to confirm our intentions and motives. We need to do that to check what is actually that's residing within us. This week's message continues with that theme as we read from Psalm 139 verses 23 to 24. Examine me, O Lord, and know my mind. Test me and discover my thoughts. Find out if there's any evil in me and guide me in an everlasting way. A prayer request I believe we should be making on the daily. God knows us inside out. He knew us even before we were formed in our mother's wombs. He created us. He made us. And He created all that makes us, myself and you. He knows the number of hairs, even the thick one, on our heads, the number of days we'll live on this earth. He knows our purpose in life and orders our steps accordingly, only if we listen. He knows all the intricate details of our lives. He knows us intimately. In this psalm, David calls on the Lord to examine him. He asks that the Lord examines him and that if he finds anything evil in him, God must please lead him in an everlasting way, a path that directly brings him back to God. This is an open call for all of us to be vulnerable in God's presence. Because He knows us so well, even better than we know ourselves, He is the ultimate guide and protector on our lives. We should come to Him in the full knowledge that He will protect us, He will guide us, and we should surrender and be vulnerable with Him. When we come to Him, we need to take off and peel off our different masks, the ones we wear on the daily, for Him to be able to guide us on the right path. After all, I believe that coming to God is actually fooling ourselves and not Him. We cannot deceive Him with the facade that we put up in the world because He sees what's deep in our hearts. When we do things, He knows if our intentions are pure, good, or bad. When we say things to people, He knows whether we are being sincere honest, truthful, or lying. He knows all of that. When we pray this bold prayer, we need to do it with a full knowledge that God guides the humble. And with humility comes vulnerability, even vice versa. If you are vulnerable, it means you are humble. But also, when we pray this prayer, it must be accompanied by the plea for wisdom to accept what God will reveal to us and about us. Additionally, the responsibility to come to Him with complete honesty and transparency so that He may redeem us for His perfect will to be done in our lives. This week, may we come to the Lord's table in His presence with vulnerability, honesty, and humility. Let's ask God to search our hearts and guide us on a path that's aligned for His purpose for our lives, for His glory. Thank you for tuning into today's episode, this week's episode. I hope you have been encouraged by this week's message, and I hope that you actually reflect and ask God to search your heart. May you come to Him as you are and not try to hide anything from Him. Not that you can anyway. So come as you are, imperfect as you are, broken as you are, feeling unloved as you are. Come to Him so He can make you whole. That's it from me. Don't forget to subscribe, review, and like this YouTube channel and the Village Conversations podcast on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. Also share it with your family and your friends. Until next time, have a good week and stay blessed.